Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our Go Google Summer 2015 presentation, hopefully which you will find useful. Sorry for the little technical hang-up, which is due to my fingers there. So hopefully we can work well from there. But we're just going to cover off a few introductions. This should take, we think, 20 to 25 minutes in terms of timescales. We'll go through some introductions, tell you a little bit about Cloud Migrator and CTS, Cloud Technology Solutions, a little bit about some of the work we've done in Google Apps and Google Apps for Education. We've got Managed Migration Service, and then we've got some commercials just to go through with you. So firstly, it's me that's talking, Noel Boone, as you can probably see in the bottom of the screen. I'm the VP of Software here at CTS. Go Google Summer 2015 is around looking at people who have actually decided to go Google Apps for Education and may just need a little bit of help with that migration service. So we've obviously got some software in Cloud Migrator, and we've also got some professional services that can help and has helped many customers to migrate to Google Apps. We've also got my colleague Paul Rigby. Paul, do you want to say hello there?
Hi everybody. I'm Paul Rigby. I'm CEO for Cloud Technology Solutions. I look after the people, so all the people that deliver all of our professional services, both on-premise, on-site, and the remote migration services. And I'm just going to spend a few minutes later on in the presentation to describe our approach to being able to help you to go Google using our tool.
Thanks, Paul. More from Paul shortly, as he says. So just a little bit about Cloud Technology Solutions and introducing Cloud Technology Solutions. We're a UK-based organisation. We consider ourselves a cloud enablement company by the fact that we've moved over 3 million users to Google Apps with our Cloud Migrator technology. We turn over about $8 million. We've probably got something in the region now as a growing organisation. Almost 40 members of staff work for Cloud Technology Solutions, and we operate in 30 different countries, primarily across Northern America, where we've seen the biggest adoption of Google Apps. Over 350 education organizations, both large and small, so all the way up from single schools to school districts to colleges and universities, have used our software and services to migrate from an on-premise or a hosted email system to the cloud with Google Apps for Education. So that's just the start of what we've got in terms of our credibility. Just waiting for the screen to refresh. So we've got a number of K-12 schools that we've migrated using our software. And those could be where people have had the time and the resource to carry out these migrations themselves. There are technical people in IT departments all over the US, but a lot of organizations have got other high priority projects that they want to be doing, and they want us to do that migration and perform that migration service for them. We see Scarsdale Union School District on there. They're probably one of the latest ones that have happened in the last couple of months and used our services to go Google Apps for Education. And then we'll shortly see a slide with higher ed's educations on there. Hopefully you'll all see some organizations that you recognize. The University of Guelph up in Canada we did last year, And that was a remote migration that we did over a period of just a couple of months, really, with 40,000 users being migrated. And that was 100 user pilot, 1,000 user early adopters, and then a rollout into the rest of the university. On a smaller scale, I think we had about 5,000 users we migrated as well at Frontier Nursing University. So that was an interesting one because we've got lots of people scattered all over the country once they've done their course at Frontier. That was quite an interesting project in itself. So not the largest migration, significant, but when you consider it the size of Guelph, it wasn't that big. So those are some of the people that we've migrated, and how do we do that? We've got software that we've developed over time. We can migrate any platform to Google Apps. So whether you've got an old GroupWise system, any version of Exchange, Office 365, or actually you want to do a Google to Google migration, we see people having to consolidate. We can do that, and we can move to apps, we can move to Drive and Vault. So it's one tool that we use, which makes it quite straightforward for some of our partners, but also for our deployment team, in that they only have to know one piece of software and they can do multiple migrations. The tool works really well because we connect to the back-end systems. We don't install software on those source systems, but we're currently running at a 99.7% item success rate, and that's across those 3.3 million plus users we talked about, 6,000 domains, and 10 billion items that we've migrated. We also move more, so we don't just talk about email. We look at tasks, contacts, calendars, archives, resources, groups, recurring appointments we take care of. Pretty much everything that you'll find in your existing on-premise email system, we'll migrate that to Google Apps for you. And that includes zip files, exe files, and on top of that we can also migrate the file shares as well. So you've got free access to Google Drive with unlimited storage. Why not maximize that? So migrate the contents of your email system and leverage the best use of the file storage which is available there. So that's going to free up those on-premise resources that may be straining, need managing, and you go to Google Apps, you've got all the collaboration benefits, all the end user benefits, and then you've got the admin benefits as well of not having to do the backups, keep the power on those servers. You can free them up or actually shut them down if that's what you want to do. In terms of our migrations, we produce standard migration reports at the end of the migration, which detail what's been migrated and, more importantly, some of the the emails that haven't been migrated. So that's great for audit compliance, and also gives you proof that the job's been done. Typically, any failures tend to be corrupt emails in the source platform. We do have less failures because, as I said earlier, we cope with oversized attachments. We retry items a lot more persistently, and invariably it all results in reduced timescaling in getting onto Google Apps for Education. That's one of the reasons why we're confident that we can still talk to people now about going Google Apps this summer, and you can leverage the benefits of Gaphy this summer. So some of the benefits we can pick up. User files are migrated. So we look at migrating. What we do is we migrate Microsoft file shares currently over to Google Drive. We maintain the file hierarchy and the access control. So the ownership of the files and any share settings that read-only access, that's maintained in Drive as well. You know, we think we've got unbeatable value. Files are included in the Microsoft, the Cloud Migrator email migration software price. We don't have any data limits there, and we do offer edu discounts. We're always developing. So the next two sections of this slide relate to the roadmap. So we're adding in later this month OneDrive capability. So if anybody's looking to go to Google from Office 365 and want to take documents over from OneDrive, we'll be able to do that, as well as all the contents of the email system. We can do Dropbox and Box, if not by the end of this month, certainly in August. And as I say, we've got a roadmap, and we're looking at improving things as we go with the developments of that. So in summary, I suppose what we say is we can move from any platform, any item, so we move more, we move email attachments, files to Drive, we move things faster because the software is very efficient, very flexible, very configurable, and we can spin up multiple migration machines to push through migrations faster. So if one migration machine is going to take 2 weeks, then we could spin up 7 migration machines and do that migration potentially in 2 days. That's a data migration. It's not really a project as such, but it gives you the idea that we can scale things up as and when needed to meet customers' requirements. The benefits of Cloud Migrator and our services for education: you get a complete migration, attachments are moved to Drive, we maintain the folder hierarchy and ACLs, and we migrate more. You know, we're getting 99.7 average percentage success rate. We're flexible, so we offer a bespoke migration service, which Paul's going to tell us a little bit about shortly. The way our software works, we copy data over, so users can operate in their old system while we're populating the information in the new system. We don't have system or email downtimes because you can switch from one system to the other fairly seamlessly, and we can work to your time scales. Obviously within reason. In terms of enablement, we've got training packages, we can provide support, you know, we do pilot migrations and tests, so really look to make sure that everything's going to go right when we actually get into the project. And we'll come on and talk about some discounts a little bit later and a promotional code, but we feel we're quite cost effective in what we've got to offer as well. So with that, Paul, I'm just going to hand over to you to talk about the migration services.
Thanks, Noel. Right, so obviously you've heard all about Cloud Migrator as a tool. As you can imagine, it's a very sophisticated piece of software. The engineers that work on the product are very proud of what they've achieved with it, and the user interface is simple to use, to configure, and it really just does exactly what it says on the tin. It's a superb tool. However, my role within CTS is to look at how we can help people to make the transition and migration across to Google Apps, and that can be Google Apps for Education or any of the other editions of Google Apps. The way that we do it is we have a number of offerings in a portfolio that we've built, and if Noel can just move on to the next slide for me. We start that with a life cycle effectively, where we always start with people. People is what everything is about, and especially with email, calendar, and files, these are the services that people really do rely on. If those services are not available, or indeed if you move the data to a new platform, if that's not right, the people are not going to be happy. So what we've tried to do is build a portfolio of services that enable us to work with you in partnership to deliver exactly what you need to be able to make that transition across to Google a lot simpler. We do offer a number of things that you saw on the previous slide. So we are very skilled. We've done literally hundreds of migrations and transitions, and that's from remote migrations where we just simply spin up all the machines and do the data migration, all the way through to being able to design change management programs, education programs, and we've done that from startup businesses and all the way through to massive organizations in education and through the public and private sector around the world. So with the people focus, we obviously have the transition services. We deliver lots of different ways of training through different tools and different methods that we have. We also are able to help people to understand the Google product set and how to transform and use the tools better. And last but not least, we really want to care about our clients and ensure that we deliver the support that you need. But for today, we're just going to talk about the transition. And if we move on to the next slide, please, you'll see that we do everything around a product cycle. So the way that we design our services is very much around a 360-degree view. So what we want to try and achieve is to work with you, and when you've got your project plan and you're looking at it and you see that line that starts with data migration, we want to be able to say, right, you can put a tick by that and we can help you at whatever level you want to ensure that that is as painless as possible. So by doing that, we initially start by talking with you, discussing exactly what your requirements are, understanding the project, understanding what your source platform is all about, how you've got it set up, all the different technical elements, and then get a feel for the amount of data and the amount of users you've got. We then put that into a scoping document. We send that across, we get you to agree to that, we agree to it, and we've taken that spirit of partnership from that point to move forward. So we get a clear understanding, transparent of exactly what you're trying to achieve. From that, we can work out what the best method would be to optimize the migration of data. So as Noel has said, that could be simply having on-premise machines of your own, having remote migration where we can spin up lots of different instances. So we can use that discussion and that scoping document to ensure what we do is tailor fit to your requirements. One of the things I'm very passionate about is that we just don't deliver a vanilla service that's one size fit all. We try to make sure that every project is unique and it's a unique experience. Moving forward, once we understand the technicalities, there are various options that we can deliver and various things that we can do to ensure that you have the confidence in that data migration. So as Noel explained, we're able to send across lots of different files, email, contacts, calendars. We maintain data integrity, and we'll also ensure that your folder structures will go across as well. But of course, that's just us talking about our products and our services, saying that it can do all of that. So one of the things that we do offer, and we are unique in the position of being able to offer that, is we have two very scalable test environments, up to 50,000 seats, that we're able to run some alpha test migrations completely independent of your environment. We simply read your data, we send it to that test environment. You can then access the mailboxes and do a verify and a check to ensure the data is exactly how you want it to be. One of the crucial things here, of course, is you can see the data integrity and verify it, but you can also work with us to understand the benchmark of the time and the throughput that we were getting on the migration. At that point, we can review. We could scale up by spinning up more instances, or we can look at any other options that would be appropriate for the transition. So moving forward from that, we run the migration, and when we run the migration, we use our tool that has a very sophisticated dashboard. So Noel's just going to bring up the dashboard on the next slide now for me. Cloud Migrator always communicates with our back-end system, which is access to a portal, and this is just showing a snapshot of kind of the last 12 months, I think it is, of all the different source platforms that we've sent across to Google Apps. And you can see some significant throughput going through, and the hottest locations, 4 of them, as Noel alluded to, education in the US is a massive market for us, so not surprisingly you'll see lots of US bases up there. Now, using these statistics, the statistics drill down to items per user account, so we can drill down all the way and give you a complete transparent analysis of absolutely everything that's gone on with the migration. So with all the different technology elements we have within the tool, with the full portfolio of products and the additional services, please just talk to us. We love to talk about this technology. We're very proud of what we've done and what we've achieved, and I'm certainly confident that between the tool and my team, we can deliver a really great experience in transitioning you to Google for Education. Thanks, Noel. Over to you.
Yeah, thanks, Paul. So yeah, just coming on to some commercials and some discounts really for education, and on top of that, some further discounts. So in terms of our migration service, our list price is based on a per user basis. It's $18 per user. That allows for multiple runs of the tool against the users to ensure that all the data has been migrated up to a period of 12 months. We offer as standard an education discount, so that brings that down to $12 for staff and $8 for students. But in the run-up to summer 2015, we're offering an extra discount with the promotion code of Go Google Summer 15, which is valid to the end of August, of an additional 15% discount. So we've got a proven technology, we've got proven services, and we're offering some discounted pricing as an extra incentive to encourage people to use and take advantage of those services this summer. Enable you to get on Google Apps for Education as quickly as possible. So that's it for the commercials. Next steps, if you're interested in using Cloud Migrator to move to Google Apps and our migration services, get in touch with us at contact@cloudsolutions.co.uk and quote the reference as you can see on the screen. Go Google Summer 2015. We'll definitely get you there, and we'll get all your data there as well. So with that, I think that's all for this afternoon. Thank you for those people who have joined us on the Hangout, and you'll be able to watch this again, share it with friends and colleagues via the YouTube channel when we've published that the Hangout on air shortly. So thanks a lot, and hope to be hearing from you soon.